at drawing a cumulative frequency graph. Now when you draw a cumulative frequency graph, you have a grouped data that you use. So here we can see our data that we've got is in groups. Now what we have here, we have some kind of time that's been measured in seconds, and also we have number of pupils. Now you might often see that this second column is labelled frequency. Now in order to draw our cumulative frequency graph, we need to work out the cumulative frequency. And we do that by adding up our frequencies as we go down the table. So for the first row, we've just got this number 1. For the second row, we have the 1 and the 3. So that's 4 in total. Then we've got this 6 as well, so that's 10 in total. Then we've got the 12, which gives us 22. Then add on the 3, gives us 25. Then the other 3 gives us the 28. And the 2, which brings us up to 30. Now when we plot our cumulative frequencies, we're going to use the upper values from each of our groups. So the points we will plot would be 30, and then our cumulative frequency, which is 1, and then 40, and 4, 50, and 10, 60, and 22, 70, and 25, 80, and 28, and 90, and 30. So we will plot those on our axes. So here we've got our axes. Now our y-axis is the cumulative frequency axis, and in this case our x-axis is the time axis, but it will be whatever it is that your data is showing. So we'll start off by plotting our points. Now our first point that we've got to plot, if we look back at our table, is 30 and 1. So I go 30 and 1 and plot my points. The next point to plot was 40 and 4, then 50 and 10, then 60 and 22, then 70 and 25, and 80 and 28, and then our last point to plot was 90 and 30. Once I've got my points plotted, I need to join them up. In order to do that, I do not use a ruler. Repeat, do not use a ruler. You use a smooth curve that you draw freehand. Now you need to make sure that you have got a smooth curve using one single line, not something that looks like that. We want a smooth curve drawn with one single line. Now where we start our graph off on the x-axis, we look at our first group. Now our first group starts at 20, so that's where we're going to start our line off on our graph. We're going to start at 20. Where our first group start at 0, we would start our graph off at 0, but because we're at 20, that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to connect our points up using a smooth curve as smooth as we can manage, and then we end up with something like that. If, like me, you end up with a bit of your curve you're not quite sure it looks right, remember, because you've done it in pencil, you can rub it out and it can look a little better. And that's how you draw a cumulative frequency graph.